Okay.
Peter, I've got a question for you, Peter. Apart from obviously you get a lot of referrals, LinkedIn, do you do much on Facebook or not at all?
What do you mean, do I do much?
As far as prospecting for clients or whatever?
I do the same amount on Facebook as I do on LinkedIn because I normally duplicate the posts.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I don't see them. I don't see you very much on Facebook. I see you all the time on LinkedIn. I'll have to check into that a bit deeper.
I only post maybe 3 times a week, and I try to mix them around a bit. Okay. Oh, I just got a message from Bonnie. Bonnie's saying, "Thank you, God bless to all of you," but she's got to go into surgery. Sorry, she'll see us next week. I get more reaction in terms of it's not the how do you say it? It's not the comments and the likes and the loves and the shares. That's not where the money is for me. Okay, the money for me is in the messaging.
Correct.
All right, and I get very few people on Facebook who will react via a message to a short story. Okay, whereas I might get 10 or 15 on LinkedIn for exactly the same story.
Yeah, I think the reason being, I think you've got, in my opinion, you've probably got a far bigger following on LinkedIn than what you have on Facebook.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, Jeffrey. Maybe.
Yeah, it could be the system, because like I say, I'm on Facebook. Facebook's 70% of our market, and I hardly ever see you on Facebook. But I see you all the time. Yeah, but I see you all the time on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Really? You never see me? Wow.
Yeah.
I get it. I see you all the time on Facebook. You show up on my Facebook all the time, every time you put something up.
Yeah, it might be, Peter. I'll look at it a bit further. It might be I'm not a follower. It might be as simple as that, right?
Could be, Jeffrey. I mean,
we're friends, but I might not be a follower. And the follower, I'll check into it. The follower might make the difference, which means I'll be following your posts.
Oh. I think there is a big difference between the two. I think that in Facebook, when you post on Facebook, Facebook wants you to pay to get your message out.
Of course.
So they only send your message out to a very small percentage of your friends. Whereas LinkedIn, my understanding is that every single message of everybody that's in your network will come through in your notification section each day.
Sounds logical, and hence the bigger numbers.
Yeah, so you would see everything that Peter shows, because it would show in your notifications every time Peter did it, but only a small percentage of what he posts in Facebook will ever be shown to you, unless he boosts the post, which of course you'd have to pay for.
Actually, hi Brenda, nice to see you, by the way.
Hi.
Hey Brenda.
I find it's a little bit different on LinkedIn though. If you're interacting, excuse me, Peter, if you're interacting with someone on LinkedIn, then they will show up in your notifications. Even if you're friends and you haven't interacted with them in a while, then the possibility is there. A lot of times I will see things because someone else shared it or they liked it. For example, if I'm not communicating, say with Sherry, just for an example, we haven't communicated in quite a while, but Peter liked something that Sherry posted, I will get a notification about that, or it will be in my feed because of Peter. And so through Peter, I can see what Sherry posted, and then I can go over and like or make a comment or something. So the algorithms are weird, and none of us really know how they work. It's weird. Yeah.
Thanks, Yvonne.
See, the other thing is this, that I'm hesitant to tag people on Facebook, but I'm not on LinkedIn, because I want the people I tag to connect with each other. And I even say those words Sure, I tag them to make sure they look at my post, but I want them to connect with each other because they are people that I regard as pretty darn special, and they are good people to connect with. So every time I do a post on LinkedIn, I vary the wording around, but it's all about reach out, connect with these people. I just don't say they're good. I simply say they are worth it. They are really worth connecting with. And the people message me saying thank you for tagging me and giving me the opportunity to meet more people. Okay, I mean, but if I did, when I did that I tried that on Facebook and nothing happened, right? So different cattle, different fish. I don't know. The best way for me to get connections or to get reactions on Facebook is to either use something like a story about the cow they got in the backyard, or something that really shocks them. And when it comes to business, and I don't do those as often as I used to, but something that really challenges them and creates so much curiosity, they've got to check it out to find out what it's all about, because it just doesn't seem logically possible. Okay? I mean, I try to come up with titles to do that. Anyway, enough of that.
I did learn a strategy that can increase the number of people who see your posts on Facebook. And what it is before you actually post your post, you want to go, the people you want to see your post, you go to their pages, look at what they're talking about and make some comments to them. And you only have to spend about 10 minutes doing it. But if you spend about 10 minutes engaging in other people's stuff before you do your post, the way it was explained to me is it wakes the algorithms up and it says to them, oh, you want these people you want to engage with these people. You want these people to know. So it doesn't really have a lot to do with tagging. Tagging is one way to make it appear on other people's pages. But if you engage and then you make your post, it helps.
Well said, and that definitely does work. I agree with you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Peter, just before we get started, good old North America changes time on Sunday. So
I forgot. Yeah.
it goes back an hour. So I guess my question is, if we did it the same as you did last year, you kept the time the same as we're doing right now. So it would say 8 o'clock for us on the East Coast. So whatever time it is now for you, I can't remember how you did it, whether you had to move your time ahead an hour or what you had to do.
Are you telling me that this time next week it'll be an hour later for you in the morning?
Earlier.
It'll be an hour earlier.
Oh, well, then I'll put my time forward an hour. Would that be better? I mean, right now it's 11 minutes past 7 here.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes past 8 here in the morning.
I started at 7 o'clock my time. So if I started at 8 o'clock, not 7, would that be helpful?
Yeah, if you start at 8 your time, it stays 8 for us here and on the East Coast.
Okay.
And it also give Pat an extra hour to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. And by the way, I've gone blank about it. I was going to tell you. Doesn't matter. Let's get started. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to episode number 89 of Your Next Level Mastermind. And our topic for this evening is called, if you could dare yourself, what would you do? Right? If you could dare yourself, what would you do? And you might be thinking, what in the heck's this got to do with being an entrepreneur in a small business? And the answer is everything. Everything. If you could dare yourself, what would you do? You can talk about it in relation to business, or you can talk about it in relation to your personal life. It doesn't matter. I mean, just make it enjoyable, etc. All right. So for those watching, I want you to make sure you reach out to these people. We're only a small group today, and hopefully we won't take up too much of their valuable time. But each of these people here are good at what they do. There will be links underneath this video. I want you not just to reach out and connect with them, but I want you to talk with them. Okay, talk with these people. Make a time to talk with them. They are here, ready, willing, and able to help you. They're not just here for you to go and check out a website. Okay, actually get the time to talk with them and make the most of it, and find out from them what they're all about, and let them find out from you what you're all about. Because, as I say all the time, you don't know who you don't know. All right. So let's start with you, Yvonne, who's going to do a little presentation for maybe a minute or two about what she's all about, followed by John Allen.
Good morning, everyone, or good evening. I am Yvonne A. Jones. I am in beautiful Central Florida, USA, and I have the privilege of working with mature female entrepreneurs to help them to grow a lucrative business from wherever they are in the world. I also work with these women who have an offline business, but they have an online presence and want to grow their online presence just as if they were working online, to expand their business, allow people to get to know about their business, develop their brand. But it all starts with you as an individual. Who are you at the core? How can I support you in being the best that you can be, so that you can work with people, build relationships, and create wow experiences for the people that you work with, those memorable experiences. So you build an emotional connection and create loyal customers and clients. That's my passion, to help you to achieve that. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, get some more information without a sales conversation, just for us to get to know each other, reach out to me. I'm going to put my link in the chat, and you can always reach out to me. We'll schedule a time to talk so I can learn more about you and discover who you are at the core. And perhaps there might be a way for us to work together, but that's secondary. I am Yvonne A. Jones. My mantra is focus on relationships and the money will follow.
Thank you,
Peter.
Yvonne. And the word wow is what gets my attention. Wow, because that's what it's all about. And a little later, I want to share with you all, maybe not in this session, but I have just joined an incredible group that's all about creating wow experiences. All right. It is not cheap, but let me find out first what it's all about, and then I can talk to you about it. Okay. Thank you very much, Yvonne. John Allen, followed by Sherry.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm John D. Allen of Allen Small Business Coaching. Who do you know, or maybe even yourself, that has a challenge trying to attract their ideal prospects, convert those prospects into paying customers or clients so you can fill your short-term cash flow gaps while leading to your long-term financial goals? Basically, what I do is I help small business owners, entrepreneurs, attract their ideal prospects, convert them into paying customers or clients, help them fill their short-term financial gaps so they can build their long-term financial goals. I'm located in southwestern Ontario, close to the other London, the one without the big bridge and the big clock. And I'm looking to this week to talk to people, and all I want to do is talk, because never know whether be the right person or not, to see whether we can help or how we can help each other and go from there. So thanks, Peter. John D. Allen, Allen Small Business Coaching.
Thank you, John. And both Yvonne and John said the magic words. They would like to talk to you. So for those people who are watching, please don't just click a link or just think about it. Reach out and talk to these people. That's what they're there for, okay? Don't be frightened of them. These people are darn good at what they do, and they are genuinely wanting to help you. Sure, they're in business. They're in business like we all are in business. But you don't know just how valuable they'll be until you get the chance to talk to them, all right? So make sure you do that. Thank you, John, and thank you, Yvonne. Sherry, followed by Jeff Veal.
Hello, everyone. I am Sherry Bennett, and I'm a medical cannabis educator and resource consultant. So I've spent the last, I would say, 7 years studying the medical science and helping people connect with doctors and healthcare providers to get them safe access to medical cannabis treatment. So my clients are typically human resource professionals and labor relations people. I talk about the benefits of medical cannabis treatment for various conditions, but specifically for those of us who live with symptoms of PTSD, post-traumatic stress injury. It's it's an effective, safe medicine. And we know the world is opening up now. You know, Thailand just opened up legalization. I believe, not Colombia, I can't remember right now, but countries are opening up around the world. We're realizing that medical cannabis has a safety profile of plus 10,000 years. And unfortunately, it was demonized to arrest millions of people. That's the sad truth. So I started a podcast called Let's Talk Cannabis with Doctors. And I talk with doctors all over the world. And we talk with specialists who prescribe cannabinoid medicine for people with cardiac problems, like heart health and things like that. So my name is Sherry Bennett. I'm located just a little north of Toronto in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And I'm going to become more and more public as the months go on about this plant medicine that has been unfortunately demonized for the last 90 years or so. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you, and I'm happy to be back here.
Okay, please make sure you put your contact links in the chat, Sherry. And
Thank
just
you.
for your interest, yes, cannabis has been legalized in Thailand, but it's gone a whole lot further than that, right? Because the cannabis centers are now the center of the community. They have created a physical structure that is a meeting room for the communities. That is very clever positioning when you think about it, okay?
Wow, yeah.
Very clever. So I just thought you'd be interested to know that. I mean, I don't know where they're going to go with it in terms of Thailand, but there's no negative discussion about it, or except for the police, because they're missing out in big time, be quite frank, because they make a fortune out of selling drugs.
Well, yes, thank you.
Anyway, okay, thanks, Sherry. Jeff Veal, followed by Andrew.
Everybody, my name is Jeff Veal, the business guru. I'm based here in Manila in the Philippines and have a team of marketing experts. We've got graphic artists, email specialists, LinkedIn specialists, virtual assistants, and more. So if you need some help with your business, reach out. When you think about it, you're in business. If you're going to build a house, you'd have 10 or 15 people helping you build a house. And here you are trying to build a business on your own. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Reach out. You can hire our team, and we can put things together for you and put you back on track. Love to speak to anyone who wants to grow their business. My link's in the chat, so please feel free to reach out and have a free chat anytime. Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff. And thank you for making the effort to be here, because I know you are not well, okay? And for those who are watching this, I'd like you to reach out to Jeff because, I mean, there's one thing in particular. There's very few people I know of who's had 40 plus years of marketing experience, and that's exactly what this guy has. So do yourself a favor and go and learn by talking to him. Find out what it's all about. Give yourself a chance to grow your business by simply asking some simple questions. So thank you very much, Jeff. Andrew Kavanagh, followed by Brenda.
Maybe I could just first acknowledge Jeff, because I did have a meet up with Jeff in this last week, and what an absolutely amazing man he is. And yeah, some fascinating pointers he gave me, and really very, very appreciative to be in this group and to be able to have those one-on-ones with such people. So thanks, Jeff. So I'm Andrew Kavanagh from WHYse Choices, and I help small businesses, generally family-run businesses or even franchise owners, based on the experiences that I've had over the last 30 years. I was born into a small family business that became a very large family business. So it was in my blood right from the very beginning. I bought a franchise 25 years ago and grew that to be one of the largest franchises in the group, which we sold earlier this year for a very nice sum of money, giving us a very wonderful lifestyle. And it's now for me to help nurture, I'll say those people following behind, but really those people who are coming alongside me. Those people who are perhaps frustrated where they are in their journey, they're not where they expected to be, and they're just looking for a guide, a support, a helping hand to point them on the right track. I'm not saying I'm going to be that person, but if I'm not, I'll point you in the direction of the people that you should be talking to, or even just give you some guidance to help you along that journey. So there I am, Andrew Kavanagh, WHYse Choices, and looking here to be that supporting and guiding hand for small business owners.
Thank you, Andrew. I love the word WHYse Choices. Okay, very special. And thank you for mentioning Jeff, because yeah, Jeff's got the experience. And may I suggest you also reach out to Yvonne. Okay.
Yes.
Because I think you may not realize it, but you two have a very similar approach to your marketplace.
I think we're pretty close to being to having that chat, so look forward to that, Yvonne.
Okay. Well, it's really none of my business, so I'll shut up now.
No, not at all. No, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Brenda, followed by Ashford.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brenda Marie Sheldrake. I am your BizLeads expert from BizLeads Experts. I help busy entrepreneurs to stop wasting time on meetings that don't produce results by showing you how to generate more qualified leads for your business through relationship building. Recently, I've started a new project that I've added to my portfolio. My goal is to ensure that no entrepreneur, when faced with a struggle or when faced with a challenge, even considers the idea of giving up on their business. I've met too many people recently who've given up on their dreams, and I don't want to see that happen to you. So what I'm looking for right now, I'm surrounding myself with experts in various areas of subject matter who are interested in doing joint ventures with me, doing master classes to help entrepreneurs with every area, every challenge. If you are an expert and feel that you could help me, I would love to have a conversation with you. And if you're an entrepreneur who is facing a struggle right now and thinking about giving up, then please reach out. I would love to talk with you too, because I want to know what your struggle is so that I can make sure that I have someone who can support you too. Brenda Marie Sheldrake, BizLeads expert.
Wow, Brenda, that is a fantastic service you're putting together there. Fantastic service, because it is true. It is true. Too many people give up because they didn't have the opportunity to speak to the right people to sort themselves out. So well done indeed. Well done. So for those people who are watching, please reach out to Brenda. If you're an expert, even more so, reach out to Brenda and become part of her consultation team. I think that's fantastic service. Well done, Brenda. Well done indeed.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Okay. Ashwin.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Andrew. I'm Brenda. My name is Afshin Noohi. I help small businesses with their marketing. Specifically today, I want to talk about guarantees. I bought a pair of socks from Kirkland is the brand for Costco. I bought some winter socks, and I just happened to be looking at the label, and I bumped into this. It says guarantee, Kirkland signature. If you are not completely satisfied with the Kirkland signature product, your money will be refunded. And I was wondering to myself, why would they do that? This is just a pair of socks. It's sort of a minimal purchase, but it shows the care about their quality of their work and even to the minor details. And not too many people read this anyways, but I happen to look for it because I always look for this kind of material, advertising material. So that shows you a great company. That's why one of the reasons I think they're successful. And also what I do, I help small businesses if they have any marketing problem with follow-up. Lots of people call you or make an appointment, but they don't show up in your business. We have a campaigns that help you to follow up with those people to come back to you and use your services. And my guarantee is that if after a month you are not completely happy with our services are free until you are happy. Thank you very much.
Ashwin, have you and Brenda spoken to each other?
Who?
You and Brenda Sheldrake. She's here, right on the
No,
call.
we haven't yet. No.
Well, I would suggest you do that.
Sure.
Okay. I think you can both benefit from each other.
Yes,
I mean, that's what this
yes.
is all about, right? I mean,
Right.
everyone on this call has a value to give other people. I mean,
Right.
I haven't mentioned, for example, John Allen up there. I mean, he's got an incredible amount of marketing experience to share with people, right? And
Yeah, I talked to John actually. Yes, him and I chatted. And
good. Well,
yeah.
I want you to, not just you, but everybody here to connect with each other, and don't be hesitant in reaching out. And for those who are watching, even more important, reach out to every single one of these people. You can even talk to me if you want to. I don't mind. Okay, let me know. Just give me a bit of time, but I'll be there to do my 2 bobs worth. Oh, sorry, that's an Australian expression. Sorry, 2 cents worth. All right. Okay, before we get on to the topic, which, by the way, to remind you, is so you can just get your little thinking hat cats on, right? It's called, if you could dare yourself, what would you do? All right. These are the apologies. And I am delighted we've got 8 or 9 people here, because I thought when I got these apologies over an hour ago, that maybe I'd be talking to myself. But the apologies with special messages from each and every one of these people. Martha Mock, Tom Petty, Pat Dreyer, Fred Gillen, Joy Healy, Murray Nielsen, Anthony Pacelli, Carol Davies, Penny Kennedy, Malcolm Watson, Gary Gleason, and Bonnie Rose. And I'm not going to, I've got all the reasons why, but that's neither here nor there, right? But they're legitimate. But the one person I thought we might be seeing was Pat Kern, because he was going to do his best to get here. It doesn't matter where. I mean, he's at a convention, but he said it doesn't start for a few more hours. So don't be surprised if Pat sticks his head in anyway in the near future. All righty. If you could dare yourself, what would you do? Okay. Who would like to hit the reactions button and raise your hand first? Down the bottom, there's a reactions button and click that. All right, and I'll take you in the order. All right, John, you're always darn quick off the mark. I mean, you're an ex-policeman, aren't you? I mean, you did.
Yeah. Many moons ago, I was a military cop. So, yeah.
Okay, so
Basically.
if you could dare yourself, John D. Allen, what would you do?
Reach out to people that I consider maybe above me in business or social and what have you. Because one thing I've come to realize is we're all the same. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. If it caught us, we all bleed red blood. So just because they're in maybe a different position or profession than I am, doesn't mean they're any better or any worse than I am. So it's to start reaching out to people I consider who are above me or higher up to see whether, just to have a chat, to see whether we have anything in common, to create a memorable experience possibly for both of us. That's the whole goal, is to make contacts, because you don't have to want anything from these people, but offer to share something with them.
Or maybe offer to help them in some small way.
Correct.
Okay, in an area that they don't want to do, or they don't have a VA to do it for them, or whatever it is. Sometimes it's best to crawl in little steps to make a big impact. Food for thought, all right?
True.
So good. Thank you, John. Can I give you one other thought as well?
Sure.
When you reach out to these people, I'll give you an example, perfect one of what happened today. I reached out to this guy who does the voiceovers for Scooby-Doo, the dog, right? He's a Hollywood, he's been in major Hollywood movies, etc., etc., etc. Long story short, we had a chat, okay? Started on LinkedIn, Jeff, by the way. This would never have started on Facebook. Started on LinkedIn, and I left him a voice message, which was a bit cheeky, but at the same time, because I tried to sound like a dog, right? But at the same time, I was suggesting maybe this is the language he could use. I got his attention. That's what I was trying to do. So long and short, we had a Zoom call together, and there's some big things going to happen. But more important, this is what happened. I then sat down, and just took me 30 seconds. I went onto Zoom, and I created a very little thank you, a very personal thank you video to him. And I mentioned him and the reason why I was saying thank you to him. And I sent it to him. Okay. His reaction to that was, I have been in business for 43 years and no one has ever done that. Ever. And it took me less than a minute to do it. Food for thought, all right? Memorable moments, memorable experiences. People love meeting people. I mean, goodness gracious, that's what the world's all about. Sorry, it's a passionate one. I'll shut up, Peter. Andrew, over to you.
Hey there. I think the biggest we actually did it at the beginning of this year. Very, very comfortable space we were for 25 years. And the decision to sell our business, even though we were given a nudge through world circumstances, it was still a brave decision, and it has proven to be a fantastic decision. Because even though this year has been more challenging than we expected, it has been incredibly exciting. The people coming into my life, or our life, Sally and my life, is just mind-blowing. Every day I'm surprised by the wonderful nature of the people coming into our life. So that leads to, what I dare to do right now. And I have enormous thanks to yourself, Peter. But again, I mentioned Jeff again, because my conversation with him, Jeff, he is himself. If Jeff is nothing else, he is absolutely himself. He's either you like me or you go away. And I just so want, sorry, the expression I'm thinking of, I can't say it on this call, but grow some, put the big boy pants on and be more like Jeff. So that's probably my biggest dare right now, is to be genuine in how I show up, to be the real me, to stop. Again, if I go back to where we were in the school industry, I felt I couldn't be myself with the people in that industry, because my capitalistic, free market, entrepreneurial, taking responsibility attitude to life was so in conflict with so many of the people in that industry that I couldn't be myself. And it's been an incredible year as I've grown into that. I thought I'd be able to do it very instantaneously, but it's proven to be a lot harder than I ever thought. But I see myself coming out the other end of that tunnel right now, and it's a wonderful place to be.
Oh, I hope so, because I didn't understand half the words you just said, Andrew. It's too complicated for me.
Too complicated.
I like simple things.
This is the problem living in Australia with all these Aussies around. You've got to keep to less than 6 letters in every word. It's tricky.
I'm pulling your leg, Andrew. Okay.
I know you are, mate. Love it.
Okay, well done. Thank you. And by the way, before I pass on to Yvonne, he's got a hand up. I agree with you, be quite frank with you, about putting the big boy pants on. But sometimes you got to also pull the plug, right? And I don't want to say too much, but there's someone else on this call who's in a group with me that it's an absolutely superb group, right? It's not free, it's a paid group. But the topic of the conversation that they were having last night in my time turned me cold. And I just could not stay there because I know me, I just can't keep my mouth shut. So it'd be better just leave the call and not go into small rooms and put up with what I would think is a lot of crap, to be quite frank. So sometimes the big boy pants works in different directions, all right? Anyway, so I just shut up and went and kept the peace. All right, Yvonne, what about you?
Okay, my dare has absolutely nothing to do with business, yet it has everything to do with business. And my dare, when I saw the question, Peter, I thought about what would I dare myself to do if all things were equal? And it simply would be to get away from everything that has to do with business, go on a European trip for 3 months. I would love to go to Europe, to meet people. Actually, 2020, we had our tickets to Switzerland. Airbnb booked and everything, and then the pandemic came and that was squashed. But this is to go visit Europe, just talking with people, being exposed to their culture, finding what makes people in different areas tick. What is it they like about their life? Just getting into putting my hands in, as it were, through people and getting to know different cultures. Actually, that would have a great impact on my business because now I would come back with not just a vision here of what it can be, but a vision here of what I can do to help others. So it's taking that 3 months off, disconnecting from my business, but at the same time building those relationships with people wherever I go with no hidden agenda more than to find out about their culture, and yet using that information, coming back home and using that information to help me expand my business in a different way. I can't go into all of that, but I'm sure you all have imaginations and can think about how could you use that to grow your business.
Yes. You've got my mind racing, Yvonne Jones. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I haven't had a vacation in 13 years, which is pretty stupid, right? And I mean, I don't think I'd need 3 months. To me, 3 days would be brilliant.
Yeah, well, saying 3 months, I thought about that and it's like, because I love being home. And so I know I would miss home after about 6 weeks, but I think just the whole idea of that, it's not just laying on a beach and just being bored. It's being actively connecting with people and building memorable relationships. I could probably write a book about that afterwards.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to say something now. I was going to hold it, but I'm no good at playing poker, so I might as well say it. Okay. Next week, for those who are watching also, we're bringing back the spinning wheel, just for once, okay, for a while, because I'm going to give away a free holiday to the winner, okay? So your comment made me think about that, and I'm going to give away this free holiday, and it'll be interesting to see the reaction we get from that. So for those who are watching on the replay, I'm looking at you right now. If you want a darn holiday, come and join us. Otherwise, you ain't going to get a chance. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Thank you very much. By the way, the holiday's not for 3 months. It's only for 4 or 5 nights, but it's anywhere in the world. Okay. Brenda, what about you?
Before I go, I'm totally distracted. I have to say, Yogesh, that's an absolutely frightening background.
I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking it.
My apologies. I didn't realize I didn't change the background from yesterday's meeting.
What in the heck was yesterday's meeting?
Oh, we had a Toastmaster meeting and the theme was Halloween. So.
Oh, doesn't matter. Leave it there. Brenda, over to you.
Well, thank you. This is a very timely topic for me, Peter, because, okay, I've publicly made a commitment, and I've publicly declared that in January I'm launching a course, and the course is one of my bigger ticket items. So the course is going to be priced at around $2,000, which for me is a big stretch. Now, the big stretch, the would I dare, is that I'm teaching something that I've learned from experience. I'm teaching the things that I've learned from experience. I am not teaching the things that I have a degree in. And what's happened is that I had a call with one person, and this person said to me, you know, what are your testimonials? What are your stats that you can use to back this all up? And I said, this is new. We're just launching it. So I don't have a bunch of testimonials yet other than my own performance in this area. And I was told, oh, that's not good enough. And I kind of brushed that one off. But then yesterday, someone who I consider I really value, someone I feel very close to and I spend a lot of time with, they took me aside last night and they said, do you really think you're going to offer a course in January for $2,000? And I said, yes, I do. They said, well, you won't sell any. They didn't say you're going to have a struggle. They didn't say you'll have a hard time. They said, you won't sell it. And I said, okay. And then I got off the call and I cried. I cried because I had that thing that I help people with. I had lost faith in me. And I thought, okay, who am I to think that I can sell a $2,000 course? Who am I to think that I can achieve this? And it took me a few minutes, and then I reached out to someone else whose opinion I value, and I talked to them about it. And the first thing they said was, okay, stop crying, because I don't deal well with crying women. You must stop crying. We're going to look at this logically. And then we looked at it logically, and he asked me some questions. And at least I'm back at a place where I'm going to go ahead with my plan. I'm going to give this a good shot, and whatever happens is going to happen. So if I don't sell any, then I will learn new strategies and new ways of doing it. And if I do, even if I sell one, then I've made a difference for one person's life. Actually, I've made a difference for two people's lives, because I made a difference for my own life, because it's going to be more evidence for me that I can do it. But it's also going to be, it'll have made a difference for that person's life, because I know that the material that I'm going to cover is valuable. I know it.
Brenda, if you wear your heart in your sleeve the way you just did then, you can't help but make a few customers in January. You'll make a lot more than one, I can tell you, right? People truly will resonate with somebody who they are, who they believe is telling the truth. I mean, we're living in a world of absolute, complete disbelief and rubbish at the moment, right? So, Brenda, you are vulnerable, you are courageous, you shared that you cried. That to me makes you special. That to me makes you completely irresistible. All right? And that's how you should think. Because there's only one to Brenda Sheldrake. And who cares whether they say you can't sell anything in January? Because quite frankly, you probably sell a fortune. And I wouldn't restrict it to even I just get one sale. Don't think like that. Just go for it. Just go for it, okay? Go for it in the way that Brenda Sheldrake feels. And that is, I am me, I can deliver, I can help people, I'm coming from my heart. Okay, I'm prepared to give everything I can. And if you have that mindset, you will win. So thank you for sharing your honesty. That's what makes you special. Well done, Brenda. Well done.
And may I just say something, Peter?
Sure.
And there may be others of us who are launching programs in January. However, I can speak for myself. If it's something that resonates with me, I'm happy to share it for you, Brenda. Share it on LinkedIn, share it on Facebook. Just let us know.
And me too. Yeah, me too, for sure.
Actually, Brenda, send us all that. Send it to us all. We can all do our bit, okay? I mean, we're family, for goodness sake. Let's help each other promote whatever you're doing, all right?
Thank you.
Even Yogesh with that terrible background, which thank God he's changed, right? All right, who's next? Jeff, do you want to go next, or you want to hang on for a while? I can go to Yogesh.
No, it's all right.
Jeff,
Either or.
if you could dare yourself, what would you do?
I've done most of my dares, Peter. My first dare was I left school and home at 14 years of age to go and do things my way. I didn't like the system, so I went and decided to go and do my own system. So that was my first dare. Then I guess I dared to be different most of my life. There's a cartoon I put in the chat. It says something along the lines of they laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at you because you're all the same. And that's how I live my life.
Oh, I like that. Can I use that?
Absolutely. It's a meme, Peter. It's there. You can grab it and brand it. I got about 500 memes. We brand them all the time. We have a lot of fun. We meme people to death. The other thing, guys, one stage of my life, I had a matchmaking business, boy meets girl. I had the biggest matchmaking agency at that time in the world. This is before the internet. And at that time, I was spending $7,000 a week on advertising because I dared to, when the average wage was approximately $200 a week. So wow. that 7,000 was a bloody big headache. And the reason being, there was no word of mouth. No men are going to go and tell their mate, oh, I met my girl at a matchmaking site. Right. So we had to virtually get new business all the time. There was very little recommendation from men, a little bit from women because they do network a bit better, but from men, absolutely zero. Moving forward, my biggest dare, I think, was when I left Australia. I left 8 years ago, telling everyone I'd never return, and they all doubted me. They all laughed, but they're still laughing. But I'm not going back. And I left behind a $5 million business, 6 houses, 4 cars, $100,000 boat, 50 fair weather friends, a toxic girlfriend. And within a week of being in Asia, I was whistling, and I've never been happier. So my dare to you guys is, if you think it, do it. Be true to yourself. It's that simple. No one else cares. Only you care about yourself. So be true to yourself. That's it for me, guys.
Thank you, Jeff. I created a video just recently for my private client family that asked them to think about themselves in a different way. And it was daring. Okay, and you alluded to it, Jeffrey, right? I don't want to talk about it too much, but those on this call know what I'm talking about, okay? Who are members of my private client family. And to me, it's important that we really do live the life that we want to live, not the life that someone else expects us to live. Because you will never, ever achieve anything like your real potential. Do what Brenda's doing. In January, she's going to give it hell, right? She's going to do it her way. And that's what it's all about. So, good. Yogesh, thank you for cleaning up your background.
Peter, I see Andrew's hand up for a while. Has Andrew spoken already?
Who? Andrew? Oh, yeah. Oh, Andrew, I didn't even see your hand up. Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you very much, Yogesh.
No, sorry, that was put up 15 minutes ago when you asked us to put our hand up. So my apologies, Yogesh, for confusion there.
Yeah, because we've already spoken to Andrew about what is. Is there anything else you want to add before I talk to Yogesh?
No, I've more than taken my time tonight. Thanks, Peter.
Okay, all right. Mate. Thank you, Yogesh. Over to you.
Wow, if I had to dare do something.
If you could dare yourself, what would you do?
So many things, but I'll just talk about something that came up while I was just taking a break from work just before this call. I suddenly had this thought that, you know, we still live in a world where people die of hunger, there's no water, inflation's going up, the elite are literally screwing the world over. And suddenly I had the character of the Joker show up in my head. And that's my favorite character because the Joker only understands anarchy. And I was telling myself, the day I have a huge following and thousands of people are following me and I have that kind of power, I would overthrow every government out there. I would literally bring them all down because they're playing these games that are killing people and they're not even bothered. I mean, seriously, guys, we live in a world where people die of hunger. And I'm here in China where they throw food away. You know, if a guest comes and they're eating and the plate is empty, they'll order more food because they think that you're not full. So there's such an imbalance in this world. And I said to myself, it ain't going to work the normal way. You need someone to step up and be that person. And I think that's what I would do if I had to really dare myself to do it.
That's very deep and meaningful, Yogesh, but a beautiful thought. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Does anyone else have something they'd like to share before we finish? Because I know time's nearly up. But I've appreciated what you've shared already. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I've got a suggestion for Brenda. Brenda, with your course in January, make sure it's late January, because based on my experience in life, 75% of people, sadly, all take their holidays at the same time. Majority of them will take that Christmas break and keep it going for a few weeks. So if you're going to launch towards the end as opposed to early or middle.
Good point.
Thanks, Jeff. Anyone else? Going on?
Peter.
Yes, Yvonne?
The chat is disabled. We're not able to save it. Did you do that, or was
No, we've had
or
this
the
problem
Zoom?
before. It's not me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
I've
it says
saved
that.
the chat. Can't you save it?
You can still save it. You just can't make a comment. The three buttons are still there.
Okay, good. Thanks for pointing that out. I just saved it. Thank you.
Well, I've got a lot of people's. You've all put your links in there. I've got all them.
I think it must be on a timer, Peter. Same thing happened last week. About a certain amount of time, 3/4 of an hour into the call, it comes up chat disabled. So I think that just must have a time limit on that on the call.
Even though I've got a paid account.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about changing to a different platform, but we'll talk about that another day. All right. Anyway, look, thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing the way you did. Thank you for supporting each other. And I want you to continue to do that as much as you can. And I appreciate the fact that Andrew, you shared publicly your thoughts about your experiences with people in this group. I think that's all part of being a good family. Okay. So thank you once again. Okay, we'll call it quits there. Let me just stop the recording and I'll see you not the same time. Yeah, it'll be your same time. I'll be here now. Yeah, the same time for those in the United States. Let me get my facts right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Best wishes.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
And next
Bye, everybody.
week we'll have the wheel.
Good night.